sacred site, they are healing not only that sacred site in the Sierra, but they are also healing the planet. And the idea that they have is healing the individual, healing the planet. And every ARHUACO, every member of the community strongly believe that their main mission in life is to balance life, to balance the planet, Mother Earth. So they are really living in service for Mother Earth. And for that reason, they don't allow to have their roads, or they don't want any technology when the technology is getting there, but it's something that they don't welcome too much, because they feel that this is something that is an obstacle for the energies to travel from the different sacred sites of the Sierra.
If everyone please could mute himself or herself, please. Thank you.
Joel, Serena may be messaging some of the elders who are moving into other rooms.
So that in the Sierra at the moment, it's a rainy season, and it's always in June, and it's all very lush. And the beauty of the Sierra, it's a biodiversity, because it's a mountainous region, but actually the heart of Mother Earth, as how they call it, it starts from sea level, so you get to up to 5,000 meters with the snow peak, the chundas. So you have every kind of vegetation and animals, and it's a true paradise on earth, and a true privilege to go there and just be there in nature, being also on the sacred side, and feeling the most incredible healing energy I've ever personally experienced in my life. And it's always a special journey when you go to the Sierra. When you arrive, the Mamos wants to meet you on the first sacred site in Himain, and they want to hear why you're there, your intention to be there. So you need to speak in your own language. And for them, it doesn't matter, they don't understand what you're saying, because they know you by just listening to your voice, your energies and your vibrations. And they say that when you speak on the sacred sites, on that land, you speak from your heart. So you speak the truth of your heart. And that's why they want to meet you on a sacred site, because they want to see you, who you are in your heart and not your personality. And so all the meetings we have with the Mamos are always on sacred sites, because when you're there, again, it's your heart speaking and not your personality. So that makes it a very special meeting of hearts, of sharing. Hi, Kelly.
Aloha. I had to move in because it started raining here.
We're just speaking, it's also the rainy season in the Sierra, but today, fortunately, there was no rain, so that's quite good communication, because sometimes even the phone lines go down.
Okay. Well, good to be here. And Piro instructed me that I am to help set this up to be live streamed on Facebook. So you made me a host.
Kelly, you're already a co-host here.
Okay, great. So I'll go ahead and in one, I'll get us live on Facebook. And let's see, what else? Yeah, pretty much I'm just here to help facilitate the questions and any tech things. So just let me know any way I can support. But it sounds like it's going to be very spacious with the Mamos here.
Yes, if everyone please keep themselves mute for a better experience and sounds for everyone also on Facebook. Thank you. And any question you have, please put it in the chat and we will answer it, either the mamos themselves or one of us if it's related for, it's good for us to answer it.
Whenever we are ready, let me know.
Yeah.
The mamos are going to talk in language, so we have a Spanish translator, and then I translate from Spanish to English. Something that I do is to write what they are saying, because it's very important that I don't change the message. So I try to be as faithful as possible to what they are saying. So let's see if it works. It works in the previous webinar, so I think that this is going to be the same, we hope. Okay, so are we ready?
Kelly, you tell us when we are ready to go, when we are live on Facebook, and then we get ready.
Okay, I'm just doing that now, so I'll give you a thumbs up when we're ready. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, vamos, ya estamos listos, por favor, empiezan.
Mamo Dwawiku. No sé, pues, cómo se. No, güey, ya me dicen hablando, que dicen no jugaban en la web. Vamos primeramente a darle gracias y abrazamos a toda la hermandad del mundo. Nos unimos desde el corazón. Y hoy, para escucharnos desde el corazón y hablar desde el corazón. Todos los días es una sagrada oportunidad. Todos los días, cada momento es un nuevo nacimiento, una enseñanza, es un nacer. Y hoy estamos todos los presentes en ese camino. Le damos gracias a todos los que han hecho posible en el mundo este diálogo y compartimiento. A todos los directores, los organizadores, a la doctora Marta, por permitirnos compartir los conocimientos desde el corazón, con la humildad que nos asiste y con la verdad que también llevamos en el cumplimiento. Por eso, para nosotros los mamos, hoy estos días es una sagrada y única oportunidad que cada uno de nosotros decretamos en el sentido más profundo de la vida, el estar vivo, el estar presente, el respirar, tener la conciencia de la misión sagrada a la cual fuimos creados y que cada elemento, cada insecto, cada cosa que existe en esta sagrada tierra tiene un dueño, tiene un cumplimiento, tiene una función. Y eso es lo que permite el orden, el balanceo. En estos 3 días es cuando todos viajamos a esta casa sagrada para entregar nuestros informes. Todos los animales, las especies, las plantas, las rocas, las brisas, el agua y todo en cuanto existe en la naturaleza, en la madre tierra. Hacemos ese sagrado peregrinaje de toda nuestra sagrada existencia a esa gran Cancún. Y nosotros hoy nos vamos a unir a esa sagrada Cancún desde nuestro sagrado templo, desde nuestro sagrado corazón, para expresar nuestra misión, para reafirmar y restaurar, regenerar aquellos vacíos que hemos dejado en el largo camino de nuestra evolución de cada uno de nosotros. Viajamos todos a esa gran casa del Creador, del gran Padre Supremo, de esa sagrada fuente, lo que ustedes también llaman el sagrado prana, para nosotros la fuerza de vida que gobierna cada cosa, cada planta o cada animal, que gobierna todos los minerales, que gobierna cada ser, que es invisible, cada mineral. Hoy nosotros nos vamos a unir también en este gran peregrinaje. A todos, desde el sitio sagrado, desde el corazón del mundo, nos unimos. A todo, al Mamo Dwawiku, a la esposa, a hermano Jairo, que permitirá también su traducción para poder comprender el mensaje desde los sitios sagrados. Con esto abrimos apertura a nuestra intervención. Bienvenidos.
Okay, so Mamo Dwawiku initiate the intervention. So,
Cámara. Ahí dice, claro, pero el chico guardín como no iba a poner. Ahí va. Amaba.
my phone is on mute. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, Amanda, we can hear you. Unmute yourself.
Okay, now, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, now you can hear me. So Mamo Dwawiku is from the Caduco of Canuteti, and he's greeting everybody, making an invocation, giving thanks to the Creator for the opportunity to listen from our own hearts and to talk from the heart on this evening. So today in the Sierra, they are celebrating the solstice. And for them, the solstice represents the journey of the sun from the low dimension that they start on December 31st, and the sun is traveling toward the sacred house at the highest dimension, and the sun arrived exactly on the 21st of June. So in this journey, he is bringing with him all the energies, all the elementals, as they call the energies of everything that exists on the planet. They are coming together on this journey. So for that reason, he says that they are celebrating with all the humility that they are always using when they are working on their mission, when they are accomplishing their work in the sacred sites. With all this community, they are celebrating this journey and the arrival of the sun to the great house, to the sacred site of this very big sacred Kankura. in which they are going to report the way that they have been able to accomplish their mission. And it says every single organism on earth, every insect, every animal, rock, water, plants, everybody, the elementals, the essence of these elements, they are traveling. They are going together to this very big house to report on how they have been able to accomplish the mission for which they were sent to existence. So at this moment, the Mamos are inviting us to join the Sierra and to join also the great sacred site that they call the Kankura from the heart of the world, and from there to join to the sun that is arriving to this place in which he's going to listen to the reports from all these elements of life. So this is, we are celebrating a very big, long journey. And humanity is doing the same thing as a collective. So they are saying after this arrival, during these 3 days that the sun stays still in the portal, they are going to be renewed. They are going to be empowered, and we are going to be empowered with them. So that is what the Mamos want to do from the 3 different sacred sites that they are at this moment. Is Mamo Dwawiku, as I mentioned, he is in the sacred site of Canuteti, and then Mamo Hipolito, that is in Simonorua in Kwakwari. His wife, that is called the Saga, Leanor, is going to talk, and also we have Jairo, who is the translator of the ARHUACO to Spanish, and he is also with Mamo Hipolito. So this is the intervention, the initial intervention from Mamo Dwawiku. Okay, Mamo.
No, le vamos a pedir que nos escuche 5 minutos de una música carrizo a donde interpreta el baile sol, el padre Bocacuco, el de la luna y los astros y también nuestra madre tierra, que también hay que cantarle para que ellos nos puedan recibir con alegría. Le voy a pedir 5 minutos para que lo escuchen.
Okay, so the first thing that they want to do to bring everybody into the same level of energy is to ask us to listen to a music that they play that is going to make that, to bring us to the same level and to the level of the sun. The name of the sun in the language is Bunkwakuki, and to the moon. So we are going to listen to the music that they play to bring that kind of energy in us. Okay.
con nuestra madre tierra, con el Guarantor y con la luna.
Okay. Through this music, now we are connected with the sun Bunkwakuki, with Mother Earth, and with the moon.
Nos vamos todos bailando, cantando a la casa suprema del Bunkwakuki. Ahí la continuación del Mamo.
And with this, now we imagine that you are dancing. All of us are dancing together, going or moving toward the house that the sun is at this moment, the great house, the great temple. And the name of the sun, remember, is Bunkwakuki. So we are with Bunkwakuki at this moment on the great portal, or the great central sun.
E quando mandita 2 anni, prima il microfono gallina.
Duna.
E avanti i vari. Ni dico, ni cacano con il pa, con la tanda. I vari pezzi a ciaggi, e mai già stai a ciaggi. E mi manca anche la battaglia di Ngaccio, che mai oggi di Kai di Ngaccio non trattavano. I masetà, i vari, di Pacco, nei vestiti di microfono con del qualcuno prima la base. I vari dicchi caghi, zanicolo con fighe, moglie, 24 sere. Mamo Gina sere, viene chile, c'era bunti nanno gaggina, viene canzatto gane. Agora, e va me, ci va o ve a girare. Ma la notte bunti nanno, viene chile bunti nanno ganan. Fatto lo calcoli, naba. Ancora naba, viene chiruga wani kara jigli, inna be hat kirari chiruga ni kare, ma keiwa jia, kiri kojanande. I kagi zananika, zewno kakumana, kalga kakumana. Ma keiwa jia, rikwanale imanjunum prane. Wasma se kojanande. Yang gibare. E ma batta mili ankrita mi lingua le cari. Vico non quella bagu va se coca. Yine va sale cacao. Ga kama ni kazeri film ke jina juga kram. Jini kan kram. Kama ni kaz juga kram. Nokke va se coca diva. Non quella mese mi rivare via non qui, non non qui. Io non so di cosa me. Ah, buono è stato maluca. C'è un cosa ne ma qui va che c'è nulla. Ma qui va cosa ne e ma c'è di c'è nulla. Ma se tago mi se nulla la me. Ah, buono che giù. Ina kajuno wakando ina akanja tala kajuno mukondi nibi na pabai ema krim kansing en kazamayan wanikare chalu kajunagbi kaha kajunagbi morokoncito kajunagbi jizwa kajunagbi josa wonte kawa kajunagbi e mas egun inzana min masajinuga kapang min derbesnuga Nano kanan. Iwa mesin iwa ring spek magwande apuna nekre eigo kapon ko engwane. Igun katalan engge krem wasi. Buenas noches a todos. Hoy que están conectados y saludando a todas las personas y a todo el mundo. Primeramente, decirles que hoy es el día y el mes de Bunkakuki, que es el sol y la luna. Es el momento de conectarnos y centrarnos de que hoy es la mitad del tiempo, la mitad del año y la mitad del día. Y es cuando hoy decimos que el sol y la luna, el día 24, ellos se encuentran. ¿Pero a qué se encuentran? Se encuentran ellos allí a recoger todos los elementos o los pagamentos que se ha hecho de lo que nosotros estamos contribuyendo desde inicios de enero hasta a mitad del año. Ellos allí es donde se encuentran a recoger, a alimentarse por 4 días. Después de 4 días, ellos siguen su curso. Pero antes de eso, cuando los mamos hablamos de que el mundo tiene que equilibrarse, el mundo tiene que conectarse, es porque todos los elementos o los pagamentos que se ha hecho tiene que hacerse en esta parte, desde enero hasta junio, tiene que hacerse el pagamento a Chundwa. Allí es donde retribuimos todo lo que nosotros tenemos que hacer. Luego de eso, todos los elementos que hay en la parte alta en Chundwa, ya después del 24 de enero, se empieza a hacer los pagamentos en la parte baja, que es llegar al mar. El mar es la madre que también está conectado después de este San Juan hasta diciembre, toca conectarse con el mar. Cuando el sol y la luna ya al fin de año llegan allí también a recoger todo lo que nosotros hemos retribuido. En esa medida también se le interpreta en la música. Cuando hacemos estos cantos es porque necesitamos cantarle a todos nuestros elementos. También necesitamos el carrizo, necesitamos la maraca, necesitamos la caja para cantarle al granizo, a la lluvia. También necesitamos todos los elementos que están en el mar para complementar para el baile. También necesitamos la concha de morrocón y de la tortuga para cantarle a los árboles. Por eso hoy iniciamos una parte de la música. También necesitamos el caracol para también cantarle al agua. En esa medida, pues, este es el mensaje inicial, que de apertura se le hizo un pequeño canto, que al cierre del evento también se da un cierre con otra música tradicional. Es la primera parte.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Mamo Hipolito is referring to the journey of the sun from the lower part to the upper part of the mountain to the snow peaks that they call the Chundwas. And in the same way that the Mamos consider that the sun is traveling from the ocean toward the upper part of the mountain, it is mimicking the same journey of the sun from the lower dimension that it starts exactly on the 1st of January or 31st of December, is the ascending journey with the sun and the moon together toward the sacred house in the upper dimension. So they said they are accompanying during all these 6 months the journey of the sun and the moon, because not only the sun and the moon, they are traveling, all the organisms, the essence of all the organisms, but also the mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, everybody is traveling with the sun. And they are offering, the Mamos are offering pagamentos using mostly materials from the upper part of the mountain to feed them. So during these 4 days, when the sun and the moon arrived to this higher dimension, they are going to listen to the reports given by every single living organism of how they have been accomplishing the mission for which they were created or they were manifested. And during this time, they are also feeding from the offerings that the Mamos and the ARHUACO community did for them during these 6 months. Now, after the 24th, after these 3 days, the journey descending from the Chunduas going down toward the ocean. So it's just to complete the cycle. So they said, just at this moment, we are in the middle of the day, the middle of the year, the middle of the time, because this is the cycle, ascending, descending. So they said when the sun is ascending, the Mamos keep doing pagamentos using mostly materials from the upper land, because it's a preparation for the arrival of the sun and moon and all these elementals, all these beings in this sacred journey to the great portal. And now, starting after the 24th until December 31st, now the Mamos will start doing similar pagamentos. And when they talk about pagamentos, they refer to offerings. So they are doing similar offerings, but now they are using, instead of using materials from the upper part of the mountain, they are going to use materials. They mention, for example, they are using the rattle, the box, the drum, and also they are invoking and feeding the sun with rain, with water from the oceans. And also they use the shell of the turtle to celebrate and to do these pagamentos. But again, they are using now the materials from the lower land. They refer also, for example, that every element that they use for the singing or for the chanting has a meaning. The turtle is to chant to Mother Earth. They use the shells, the oceans of the very big snails that they use to produce music. This is for the water, and many other elements that they use also to sing to the forest and to all the elements that they are accompanying the sun on this great journey. So through the music, they are celebrating this traveling, but also they are considering that humanity is doing the same journey. And what is this? To balance. So we have to balance the two parts of the cycle, the ascension and descension. And that is what we are doing today. Okay.
La saga Leanor.
Okay, now Leanor is the wife of one of the Mamos, so she's going to talk. She has a message.
Iguali dudusa no sagajina.
Iguandi.
Embabare. Sagajina makiwauga. Ngachonavi. Sagajina vinino komunusi. Nejini mezare emi kankwaring. Aduk sengachonavi anikojame. Ajigwi veno kwa kaukeno. Sagajina sundi. Seninga chunang kwa kanki. Nggak kenam sangkindi. Zai jine zare no koko kikau. Tak zare zeng. Kalau kono kwame. Jadi. Amia jina nang kwari. Azani si. Raksi. Koko ni wikawa nuno. Nggak zare zeng. Koko na kawame. Buntu aku pikir aku kwari. Azani si ke aku sama ni wikawa nuno. Nggak zanundi. Manang kak zeng. Mengkri gancori, saga jina seri, emi kawi. Dukku sizeng ke dari sini. Kungkurwa, je, gay, Adani Sidoriza, Bunka Kuki, Adani Sidoriza, Kim Kanajina, Adani Sidorizari, Azikabi in Rojan, Zakujina Seri, Kosizeko, Mezanusidam, Warono Pada Ivargon Kavan. Enero se pare Angavi, Anchuni, Zenukwa Karga Kasi, Nukwa Kavi, Zenusi, Bunka Kukse, Nivini, Zenosi, Livari, Ziku, Ichona, Chunduani, Anugani Vikicho, Awaki Nugari. Zaiji Nivezano kwa Zaiji Nivezano Nari kwa Edwin Nivingare Sacho, Anova Kiranano. Zangui, Bugin Kargane Kikaso Nava Kaviri, or Edwin Nivingare Sacho, Anaunuka Kinan. Kanchuni Zainukandi, Zaiji Nivezari, Jomi Panaveri, you make Anuga Duna Naban Nivikicho, Anaviri Nivitusa Nukandi, Edwin Kagiri, Zain Nupani Kava, Nanusi, Nivichusa Kinano, or you are going to such early Gansina Gina, Sikun living Sangwanari and living such some practinano, Nezari Zangivari, Saga Ginari, Nizari. The room, Nupani Kavan, Simaba and Kachana, what Nupani Kaveri. Ivari, Nupakuri, Ivari, Mukuriwashikan, Exana Vidi, the neck, Ivari, Nukampanari, and Nukami, Ashkavi, Kargar and the Kasi, Jirek Pasumpana, Paunilingua, Nanuganari, Ivan the Takani, Kanuganandi. They give me the some Prakan, Nivezari, Nivari. Nanuka Kavamezon. They give me that Konokoska, Nazar Hemi, Conquani Party in Victorian. Tony.
Bueno, Ana Simón. Bueno, buenas noches, las sagas, todas las sagas que están conectados. De igual manera, hoy estamos en la captura Cancuarin, rodeados de 40 rajos, 40 mujeres. También pensando que es el tiempo de Bunkakuki. Es el tiempo de Bunkakuki, pues hoy es donde está el calentamiento o el recalentamiento de nuestro Padre Creador. Es por eso se dice que es el tiempo de Bunkakuki. Y hoy se va a encontrar con nuestra Madre Luna, con estima, a verificar qué tanto nosotros hemos cumplido. Y ellos nos irán a indicar si cumplimos o no cumplimos cuando ellos se sienten el día 24. Lo que tenemos que prepararnos como las madres que somos es retribuirle cada vez que sea necesario para que ellos nos salven y nos dejen todavía cuidándolo y manteniendo a lo que tenemos que hacer a diario. Pero ellos también, nosotros dependemos de ellos. Si realmente las DACU o los padres que somos nosotros, si no cumplimos, al igual también ellos nos irán a recoger. La tarea es ahora empezar a contribuirle hasta llegar en diciembre, que en diciembre cuando lleguen en el mar, que tengamos todos ya los pagamentos suficientes para que ellos también se sientan complacidos. Hoy la preocupación de nosotros es compartir con la saga qué tendríamos que hacer para que Bunkakuki y Tima estén alegres. ¿Será que hoy podemos decir que ellos sí le estamos contribuyéndole para que ellos puedan seguir iluminándonos un tiempo más? Es donde hay que preguntarnos y contribuir y luego pensar qué hacer. Es la pregunta para todas las sagas que hoy escucho. Pero también me siento alegre que no nos podemos ver, pero por este medio nos podemos comunicar, que sabrán elementos suficientes para nosotros dialogar, compartir, pero también contribuirle a Bunkakuki, porque es el único padre que hoy nos está iluminando y que también a los pocos días ellos se van a encontrar. Es el mensaje de la RACO y para la RACO Amanda.
Okay, so Leanor is greeting everybody in this group, and she said that she is working and invoking the mothers from different sacred sites, from 40 different sacred sites, and she wants to recapitulate also that this is the time of Bunkakuki. Bunkakuki, the sun, is the one that is traveling on this journey and is arriving to the great temple, and is going to meet in that great temple, in that great portal, is going to meet the moon. So this is the time of the sun, because today is the 22nd and the moon is not with him yet. So that's the reason why we can experience a lot of heat in the global warming, something like that. But once that it meets the moon, it's going to establish a balance. And it says when they get together on the 24th, they are going to receive all the reports, as we mentioned before, for all the living things and from the essence, not only the living things, from the essence of everything that exists on Mother Earth, in the cosmos. They are going to receive the reports, and this is the time when the moon and Bunkakuki, they come together, that they are going to do a kind of assessment for every report. And they will see if we, in this particular case, Leanor is referring to us as humanity, if we have accomplished the mission that we were supposed to accomplish, if they are going to feel happy with the report from humanity. And if they are not, then that means that we need to do something to remedy that. And that something means that we have to do offerings. So the invitation that they ask as mothers, they do it every year to all the mothers, all the sagas, all the saku. Saku is mother in Ika. They invite all the mothers to work together and do it offerings to balance, to please the sun and the moon during this journey. And it's not only in preparation for the arrival to the sun, to the great portal, but also in preparation for the next cycle that is going to do, the descending of the moon and sun together toward the ocean. So this is also when they have to do a lot of pagamentos just to please them and to offer them the opportunity to help us. So they said, in this way, if we have misbehaved, the sun and the moon, perhaps they can consider that we are still able to remedy whatever we did wrong in the previous part of the journey, and we are going to listen. What is the call that they are asking us to do? What is the work that we have to do? But mostly this is the role of the sagas, because the sagas are very good on listening. So this is the message for all the sagas, for all the saku. Remember, saku is mother. For all the saku that are present in this particular audience. So it's for you and for me and for every woman, just to see what we have to do to balance, to offer to the Bunkakuki and Kima is the moon, to please them, so they start doing the descension pathway happy, because we are making the purposes to renew our task, our mission. Okay.
A continuación, da el segundo mensaje del Mamo Hipolito.
Ya casi tienen que hacer la ceremonia, ¿no? Ok. Vamos, acuérdense que ya a las 45 tenemos que ir terminando, así que...
La sierra de Caraca, me confina, pues ya. Vive de pasaje, para de pasaje. Dame ese que que ahorita se le va a vive que nadie, vive de allí. Nadie, nunca estaban. A ver, iba a nadie. Ni Manspa, ni Masaspa, Abugaba, ni Kugana, ni Kikuno. Nigeria, y los cachunos, igual de China, y combinando con la dic, Nazaco, Nazaco, a publicar, y me llamaban, y la Zambuca. Nigeria iba a vivir, tutti mi classe qui cari. All'Italia, a Giaccano Paraghi, a un dato di cui fanno, a la cucina, interventori, quando mi dice Luca Cina. A lunga fattanche. Allora, dice a due per infatti, come dice, la dato non diciamo, la fatto diciamo in Egitto, dice ne fabrica e ma per me di parere nivi di vicino qualcuno non conosce. Nigeria gioca posta, ma non sa di che qualcuno non conosce. Allora mi sono arrivati la cucina di cade, quindi c'è un fare un nido. La con un panicare di dana, altri di cacao. Agni sem patkalniko, padana papile, anda tampa, unikwa, alpa kalere, di kama samu kuni plise lekni. Kanja mezam, papi libari, di ngajak sukluka, bek yauki weta, bek kapelani weta, nupang cari kemiri, kamari, mi mungkin apa sih kemarin di masa yang kemarin, tadi kita senang jalan. Tak kamar lagi ya, aji dia tadi dia lagi jalan jalan. Pagi bang pakai, tak kamar lagi sehari. Lagi suka kawan ikan, tadi jalan. Dan pamesun, semua bahasa Jepang, awal ini bahasa Jepang, apa nanti? Aku masih kuliah. Bila kita lagi kamar yang terkeluar, ini nak menjadi. Bila kucing ni kan nak luar ni ikanat zinari, langsung makin nak kuning balik. Ni.
Sí, estoy oyendo.
Continuando, hoy estamos diciendo de que tenemos un padre y una madre. Y para todos nuestros hermanitos menores, las sagas que hoy nos escuchan, tienen que saber que acá en la sierra ellos también fueron dejados nuestros padres también nos dijo que ellos están acá. Todos los que están escuchando en la tierra también lo reconocen. Por eso hoy tenemos que relacionarnos y compartir las tristezas o las dificultades que tenemos. El único que nosotros decimos que cuando nos vamos es nuestro Padre Creador. Él es el único que sabe cuándo nos vamos, hasta cuándo estamos acá. De igual manera ellos también, es lo que nos ilumina. El mismo Padre Dwawiku que nos ilumina aquí, lo ilumina a ustedes. Igual la Madre Estima o la luz, el que ilumina aquí, lo ilumina a ustedes también allá. Es el mismo, nosotros. Por eso que hoy contamos de ayudarnos y de mantenernos y de conversar esta hora. Los padres que están hoy escuchando, nosotros decimos que nuestro padre murió o nuestra madre murió, pero realmente los padres espirituales allí están todavía, que son ellos que cada día nos está iluminando y alimentando. Con esto quiero decir que mientras los padres nuestros y las madres nuestras no fallezcan, nosotros vamos a estar allí. En eso es que decimos que todos nuestros hermanitos menores también están acá en la sierra. Nosotros tenemos que cuidar, tenemos que protegerlos. De igual manera, pues desde allá tienen que protegernos para ayudarnos mutuamente. Así es que todos los padres y las madres tienen que saber que el Creador que hoy tenemos también tienen que cuidarlos y mantenerlos. En esa medida, nuestros hermanitos menores, ayúdenos a contribuir para que nosotros estemos bien. Hoy que estamos en una situación difícil y crítica, con el tema de que hoy nos dicen que todos nuestros hermanitos están asustados, allá están encerrados, pensando qué hacer. Pero mientras todos nosotros hayamos pensado que hay un Padre Creador y una Madre Creador que nos protege, ellos nos indicarán en qué momento nos puede llevar. Mientras nosotros hayamos contribuido a ellos, ellos nos dirán si realmente nos lleva o no nos lleva. Si estamos convencidos de que eso es así, nos acompañaremos un tiempo más en relacionarnos, aunque desde distancia, nadie sabemos a dónde estamos. Igual ustedes no saben desde qué lugar estamos hablando, ni yo tampoco sé de cada uno de ustedes en qué lugares estamos comunicando. Pero en la medida que nosotros vayamos entendiendo que nuestros padres nos iluminan y nos conservan, estaremos de igual manera contactándonos y relacionándonos en la protección de nuestra madre y de nuestro padre, que hoy a los pocos días se va a estar reuniendo. Y muchas gracias, Amanda.
Okay. Mamo Hipolito wants to remind us that at this moment, talking about the Father Dwawiku and the Mother Moon, they are also the same father and the same mother that is working and protecting you, the younger brothers. For the Mamos, there is not a very big separation between the Sierra, the ARHUACO community, and the rest of the world. So you, the younger brothers and sisters, are also represented here in the Sierra. because for us, we consider that we have the same father and mother. And doesn't matter which are the challenges that we are facing, so far that we are able to recognize the protection of this spiritual father and mother, we are going to be together. So this is the way by which we are able to recognize that we are one humanity and we are living in one earth. They are passing to us, in particular, the mamos are receiving at this moment that the reason why did you decide to sign up to come to this room is because you in particular as a group are very much connected to the Sierra. So you are here, you are listening to the voice of the mamos because you received that call. And that call means that the spiritual fathers and mothers, they are protecting you. They are illuminating you. And that's what the mamos are receiving in this particular moment. Well, they know that at this time, we are facing a very big challenge, but they are again reminding us that even though you have your biological mother and father, and maybe they are not with you anymore, but this is not the case when we talk about the spiritual father and mothers. They are always present, as much as the sun is present, as much as the moon is present. So far that both of them are day in, day out with us, that means that we can survive this critical condition that we are facing as a humanity. So the main thing that we are suffering at this moment is fear. And that's something that we should not have when you think that in the middle of whatever is going on around us, we are protected. So we are invoking, the mamos are invoking the protection of these spiritual fathers and mothers. And they are extending that protection from the Sierra to every single person who is listening at this moment. This is the way that the mamos consider that we can support each other. We are brothers and sisters. They are the elder brothers and sisters. We are the younger brothers and sisters. But all of us are being called together to help, to protect each other. They said, we don't know in which part of the world you are. You don't know in which part of the Sierra the mamos are. But doesn't matter that we don't know each other. We can listen each other, and we know that doesn't matter where you are at this moment, you are part of a very important core to support, to help each other. And this is for you as well as it is for the mamos. The mamos feel that your presence is supporting them. They feel that your presence is coming today to give them the balance that they are looking to establish for the well-being of everybody. So this is they are extending the protection of the spiritual father and mother from the sacred sites that they are, from the Sierra, from the heart of the world. But they said, remember, it's the same father and mother that is protecting all of us.
Ya ahora sí podemos empezar a ver ya la parte.
Sí.
¿Cómo estamos?
Tiene media hora todavía.
Yani kwa iba ni kama ndio yeki kama kika kwa sekwana de kwa iba ni kama kiba na pe. Mai ma presente nada ahí, ya que bueno, ahora precisamente ya todos vamos a tener el elemental que cada uno haya determinado de acuerdo a su intuición, a su perfección, a su sentir, a su querer, a su ilusión. Van a tener este elemental en la mano y vamos a dirigirnos con todo nuestro ánimo, nuestro espíritu, nuestro pensamiento, nuestra esencia a ese sitio. Creo que la reflexión fue muy gran, muy bonita la que expresaron los mamos, porque las mujeres también tienen que cumplir el orden divino que ella les ha dado, la misión sagrada. Por eso se coincide alejando de nosotros, porque las mujeres también no han cimentado el amor verdadero hacia las cosas que ellas mismas están creando. También la mujer es la base, es la esencia en la que manifiesta la relación con el Supremo Creador. Y así mismo lo están decretando con la luna y el gran padre Guarantor. Entonces, en este mismo sentido, vamos a hacer esa profunda reflexión de corazón y que las tareas que no hayamos hecho, pero que están dentro de la verdad absoluta de nosotros, las condensamos en el bien, en nosotros, en nuestros hijos, en nuestros propósitos, en nuestros familiares, en la humanidad entera. Cuando hoy nos ha empoderado el miedo, la incertidumbre, las angustias, pero eso no existe. Todo hace parte de una enseñanza, de un lenguaje divino que tenemos que leerlo a lectura. Y nosotros estamos allí, condensados en la Gran Madre. Por eso rectificaron muchos que si nosotros tenemos esa esencia suprema, las cosas pasarán y nosotros seguiremos restaurados en el cumplimiento de la ley divina sagrada que nos ha dado. Espacio de unos 10 minutos con toda nuestra unión, bailando, dándole la energía a la madre creadora del cosmos, a todas las fuerzas que gobiernan, desde lo que los ojos perciben, los sentidos, pero ahí están, que no ven, están condensados, están decretando, están cumpliendo un mandato divino. Ahí mismo leemos en lectura que nosotros somos la curva suprema, somos una naturaleza viva, un microuniverso. En nosotros está conectado y allí las fuerzas que gobiernan arriba gobiernan hacia abajo y las de abajo gobiernan hacia arriba y nosotros estamos ahí, en ese punto sagrado.
Okay. So now the mamos are asking you to get any object that is sacred to you. Could be element of power, something that you have like a crystal, or could be a candle, anything that you consider is good for you to put all the energy and to do a very small exercise using that object. So pretty please look for an object that you can use for this exercise. So once that you have it, it could be a crystal, it could be a piece of jewelry, anything that you consider is sacred for you, a stone, anything, because you are going to put in there all your thoughts, all your purposes. So I will give you 1 minute to get the object that you want to use for this exercise. And the mamos are saying, use your intuition, your feelings, your illusions, your dreams, that this is the object in which you are going to use. They use the word elemental. So that means you are going to use that particular object as the essence in which you are going to work with it on this meditation. Okay, once that you have it, you are going to hold it in your hand and you are going to put in there all your intentions from your spirit, from your spiritual work, and think that it is going to be the object in which you are going to deposit all your thoughts. And through this, you are going to invoke all the energy that you are receiving, particularly from the Saga, from the mother, because this is the important message from Mamo Hipolito, reminding us the importance of women, the feminine part of humanity. They have a very special mission, as the moon has a special mission. And they said because the the women in humanity, they are moving away from their task, from their mission to protect, to help humanity. At the same time, the sun is being alone and is being very hot. So this is in the language of the Mamos, they say the moon is moving away from us, and that's the reason of the global warming. So they didn't mention the global warming, but this is essentially what they meant. That now when Kwakwiki is by himself and he needs the moon with it. So we are going to invoke the power of the moon to bring, to accompany Kwakwiki. We are going to invoke the power of the sun also and to put it in the object that you have and make a reflection that everything that you didn't accomplish, all your dreams, your purposes, your actions, whatever you promised to do at the beginning of the year, and you didn't accomplish until now, you are going to put that soul in this object and think that you are going to remedy that, to balance that. At the same time, they are asking us to remove everything that we don't want to carry anymore. Fear in particular. They said fear is one of the things that we are facing at this moment. But we don't realize that we have to have the trust of the Great Mother, because the Great Mother is with us all the time, and she's going to help us to restore in us all these energies that we need to bring to all the purposes. And we are going to decree that we are receiving these energies and we are putting it in this particular place, because whatever happens at the lower level is happening also at the big level. So what is above is below. So that's the reason why we can use this simple object to bring these energies and focus these positive energies into this object that you have in front of you. All the purposes, everything, you are going to focus then in the crystal. Oh, I have a crystal, so that's the reason I try to mention always the crystal, that whatever object you have, so you are going to use and to put those crystals in there, those purposes in there. The good thoughts, the good intentions, everything that you didn't accomplish on the first part of the year, you are going to put it in here, decreting that you are going to do it on the next 6 months. Okay, Mamo.
Ya, 10 minutos.
Oh, más o menos.
Y andé ya, pues sí, iba a dejar que la campana, y que ya no ya, bueno. Ya iba de, hace los fondos, hace que yo no sé que ahí va a pasar cabeza. Y andé ahí una arquitecto, era de una divisa, ahí la, estamos en el y se campana, algo así nada. Ahora que recta que no tratando pues ahí llamaría como no trataban de hacer así campanas de que se lo cree ya están dando mayores. Bueno, ahorita ya nosotros estamos para cerrar, bien vienen que algunas preguntas, algún diálogo, pues nos van a dar la apreciación de la charla, cómo está organizado, está preguntando una cosa.
Okay, so with this, no, la pregunta que tendrían es ¿qué hacen ellos con este objeto, Mamo? Lo que hayan hecho.
Sí, porque es que estamos aquí es porque ya al cerrar, van a cerrar, ahorita se les dice, y se va a cerrar con el canto, con el charo nuevamente, entonces ya cada uno se va a llevar ese elemental para su casa porque lo puso en positivo, en una, con todos los propósitos, las intenciones, pero ya lo van a ir condensando con el astra, con el
Okay. Okay, so because you add on this object all the positive thoughts you balance already your life. Everything that you didn't accomplish, it was the negative part. Now you are bringing in there the purposes and everything that you want to accomplish. So it's the positive part. Now they are asking if you have questions or you want to make comments before they conclude, in order to seal the power of the object that we have done. They have to do it with music. So just before they seal this object, they want to hear what is the, if they do have any questions or any comments. Paola?
Yes, everyone who is here with us now, if you have any question you want to ask the Mamos, can you please put it in the chat? And we will read it to the Mamos and they will answer you. I think it's a beautiful opportunity to ask what is in your heart, what you have received while you were listening to the Mamos and to the Saga wisdom. You can also speak. You can unmute yourself and speak and share with us. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Hola, buenas tardes. Desde las montañas de Costa Rica, muchas gracias por las palabras tan bellas que nos tocan el corazón. Tengo una pregunta. Desde la profundidad de mi alma quiero saber qué podemos hacer como humanidad hoy para proteger a nuestra madre tierra y para recordar la puridad y la divinidad que tenemos dentro de nuestros cuerpos. Muchas gracias por todo.
Beautiful intervention. Thank you so much. I am going to translate a little bit what you said. She said this gratitude for this presentation, and she's asking what the humanity can do to protect and to help Mother Earth. ¿Quién quiere contestar, Mamo?
Mandita, ¿puede hacer el favor y le traigo otra vez la pregunta a Jairo?
Sí. La niña está preguntando qué podemos hacer nosotros como humanidad para ayudar a la Madre Tierra.
La respuesta es que, pues así como se le dijo que nosotros estamos en constante ejercicio de equilibrar nuestra madre naturaleza, nuestro Padre Creador, y nosotros también estamos protegiéndolos a ustedes, a todo el mundo. Por eso le decíamos que acá también están ustedes, en la tierra. Hay un lugar, o varios lugares, que tienen su sitio sagrado. Desde allí nosotros los estamos protegiendo. Lo que queremos es que ustedes también sean conscientes que acá están y nosotros lo estamos cuidando y resguardando, purificándolo para que ustedes estén bien. La pregunta es si es entendible esa reflexión o no es.
Okay. The Mamo said that, as they said, they work on a daily basis to maintain the balance. And the balance in Mother Nature, the balance with the Creator. And the Mamos, they said, we are protecting you. And because there are several sacred sites in the Sierra in which the younger brothers and sisters are represented. And they have to do some work in these sacred sites as a way to protect you. So that's what they said. That's what they meant when they said, we are protecting you, and we hope that you are doing your part also to protect us. Because definitely in the Sierra, the younger brothers and sisters, they are also present. And that's and they are asking if you feel that they answered the question or not.
Muchas gracias por protegernos y muchas gracias por estar con nosotros siempre. Mucho amor y mucha luz a todos.
Mamo, ¿quiere que yo le explique un poquito cómo ustedes hacen ese trabajo de protección de nosotros?
Claro, Amanda, que tengo una saga muy original.
I want to share with you an experience on how they do it. One day I was in the Sierra in a very, very far place, and suddenly we received a call that the Mamos need everybody in the center. And the center is the elementary school that they have. They don't have villages. The kids have to travel long distances to go to the elementary school. So we received that call. It was like at 11, a messenger came saying, you have to come to the school, to the center, because we have to do a pagamento tomorrow. There is something very dangerous going on in somewhere in the world. So we went there, and I was the only white person there. Everybody else was at ARHUACO, and they were translating for me. But it was the most extraordinary moment that I live in the Sierra. Seeing women of all ages, men and children, pregnant women, coming all together. Everybody arrived at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes they have to walk 3-4 hours, but they arrived. And everybody, except those that they cannot be, they were in what they call marnica, fasting, no eating. And they start doing the pagamento. And the Mamo starts telling us that there is a very big problem somewhere in the planet. And it was at the time that we had this awful problem in Syria. I didn't know because I was with the Mamos and for a month almost, so I didn't know that. But I saw the whole community cleansing because there was something. And how the Mamos knew? The Mamos knew because they read it in the skies. They read it in the clouds. So the whole community was working just to clean the blood from the water, cleaning the cry of women and children and so on. And then the whole community was working. And it was not just only that part. It was the entire Sierra doing the same thing. And you know, what they did is the Mamos from the upper part took all the materials that they were using in this pagamento to the lower land. And the Mamos from the lower land was bringing the materials that they used at that moment to the upper land. So there is an exchange of material, and this is the balance. So they are balancing the earth. They are balancing us. They are protecting us because for them, doesn't matter is them or the younger brothers who are causing the imbalance. They are called to bring the balance. So I hope that this it's a long story, but I have to make it short, help you to understand how they do it. It's a very beautiful task that they do it, and they do it almost on a daily basis.
And Amanda, there is a very beautiful question to the Mamos. How we can also do the offerings and the pagamentos where we live, in the land where we are, for the forest, for the animals, for all beings. How can they empower us and teach us how to do it where we live? Thank you.
Hay una pregunta muy linda, es que ellos dicen, ¿cómo ustedes pueden ayudarnos? ¿Cómo pueden ustedes fortalecernos a que nosotros podamos también hacer pagamentos y ofrendas para balancear como ustedes lo hacen? ¿Cómo podemos aprender de ustedes?
Yang dikawik sa ima bakajang kimari jaga. Ase virkane ka bon ay ma ka tapon kajuan de eri mai ma ba ci bon ay ka dinang kongwa ka ta ci kun nandi. Ay me ba rasi sa wonki.
Ah, bueno, entendemos que todo en cuanto existe un código tiene un portal. Cuando todo estaba en la oscuridad y amaneció, por eso todos los pueblos, las razas, los animales del mundo amanecieron aquí con nosotros en la tierra. Y a cada uno le dejaron un elemental propio, una fuerza, un conocimiento. Y allí es donde cada uno, por eso ahorita cada uno hicieron el ejercicio. Cuando se le dijo que cada uno elija un elemental de acuerdo a su intuición o a su sentimiento o a su que podía compaginar, me gusta, no, bueno, ahí están haciendo el ejercicio para empezar a balancear, a hacer el trabajo que cada uno quiere hacer. Y ahora lo estamos haciendo en lo positivo, pues también llega a los elementales que estarían en luna, o en las cosas negativas. Entonces, primero es empezar a entender esto, a entender, comprender esta ley.
Ok. La ley de origen.
Sí.
They have one of the most sacred laws that is called the law of origin. And in the law of origin, what the Mamos explain is everything that exists on the planet, they have a special code. They have a special mission, and at the same time, they have a special portal. And the same thing happened to people on the earth and to the animals, plants, rocks, everything. And they said the first day, the beginning of the creation, everybody was born, was present in the Sierra. And from the Sierra, everybody started moving away. But every species of plant, animals, of minerals, drugs, bacteria, you name it, everybody has a mission to accomplish. And we need to respect that mission. We need to keep that mission. And that's like they said, today in the exercise, we were just doing that, doing a kind of assessment. What is my mission? And I am doing it. What I didn't accomplish, what I still need to work on. And this is the way by which we are able to help to bring the balance. But at the same time, what they meant is we need to respect everything that exists on the planet, that they live in the way that they live because they are following their own mission. They have the order to accomplish with this law of origin. So what essentially the Mamos are talking about is reverence for life. It said today we work on the positive. It's called the Duna, the positive. But also there are moments in which we need to work with the negative. That is Gansinya. We didn't work on that today. We put just the positive things in the object that we use. But this is the way that you can balance. Essentially, respecting everything that exists on the planet because it has a reason for it. And it's part of the great balance.
Also, another question, Amanda, is how do they see the eclipse we just had last Sunday when the moon obscured the sun?
Okay. Mamos, ¿cómo interpretan ustedes los eclipses cuando el sol y la luna se colocan entre el planeta? ¿Cómo ustedes ven los eclipses? ¿Cómo los interpretan?
Amandita, para responderle, en el eclipse de sol o eclipse de luna, para la interpretación que hacen los mamos es que ellos están diciendo que hay una situación grave, que eso es la parte negativa, que ellos están pronosticando que va a pasar algo, o que va a haber algo.
Okay.
Y entonces, por eso es que nosotros tenemos que contribuirle para que ellos no se afecten, para que la luna no se afecte igual que el sol. Y lo que hacemos nosotros es muchas veces hacer el trabajo tradicional o también transmitirle el canto para que ellos también puedan alegrarse. Y para hacerle el saneamiento, nosotros utilizamos el frailejón para quitarle ese negativo y nosotros ponerlo en su lugar que debe estar. Cuando nosotros iniciamos el evento hoy, hicimos un eco con el carrizo. Eso que le estamos comunicando de que lo estamos transmitiendo también y limpiándolos a ustedes. Cuando en relación con el padre Juan y la madre Luna. Entonces, no se sientan ajenos, nosotros estamos conectados desde aquí, haciendo la purificación desde con Karen y con Anteti. Con el gay de Dwawiku.
Okay, yeah. Okay, for them, when there is an eclipse of the moon or the sun, doesn't matter. For them, it's like there is an announcement that something very critical, very bad is coming. So when that happens, what the mamos do, they do a kind of offering, a pagamento. So because there is something that is disturbing either the sun or the moon or both. So they do pagamentos, offerings that they are going to make them happy. And part of that tradition involves a kind of healing. And for that particular healing, they use a very sacred plant that grows in the upper part of the mountain that is called frailejón. And frailejón is a plant that is very similar to sage. It's a kind of incense. So they use it to clean the negativity, and also they play music. And they said you didn't realize about that, but this is what they did at the beginning of the webinar or the conversation today. With the music, they clean us. They are always taking care of us. I said maybe you don't realize how much we care about you, but to start with the music just was to cleanse us and to present us as a very pure people to Bunkwakuki and to Mother Moon. So they were doing it from Kanuteti and also from Kwankwari. And in Kanuteti is one of the sacred sites where they have a permanent fire lived. And this permanent fire is called ARHUACO. ARHUACO is the father of fire. So they were connecting us with that particular sacred site. So today we are also pure at this moment. Okay.
And there is another question. How we, us, the younger brother, can we take care of the ARHUACO of the Sierra Nevada and of the Mamos, as they do so much work for all of us. What can we do for them, Duni?
La siguiente pregunta
Ajá.
es, ¿qué nosotros, los hermanitos menores, podemos hacer para ayudar a los arhuacos, a la Sierra Nevada, a los mamos que hacen tanto por nosotros?
Adik dalam semakana menjaga mami Cina ni. Dunia dalam waktu juga Cina tu juga. Adik ini semakana. Mama sampai sana. Cina, Cina ni. Kita mami Cina kita mana tahu lagi.
Okay.
Kerana paling langsung begini. Kita Cina dah cepat. Mas mau kaji. Amanda, en ocasiones, cuando ustedes llegaron a la sierra y aquí en Concuaren, les hablamos de que el conocimiento de los mayores se transmite de generación en generación. Y para revivir y fortalecer ese conocimiento, se necesita a que se le ayude a esa juventud, tanto niños y niñas, para que se reviva el conocimiento. Entonces, hoy en día todavía nosotros estamos en eso. Y nosotros en algún momento los mamos le habían comentado que qué se necesitaba para que la cultura esté viva. Y para que la cultura esté viva es únicamente fortalecer a esos niños que están en aprendices del conocimiento del pueblo arhuaco.
Okay. When they refer that when the Grey Balance arrived to the Sierra, they explained to us that the Mamos and the Sierra are in a very big need. And one of them is to maintain the knowledge and the wisdom. This is a very big challenge. They are passing this knowledge and this wisdom from one generation to the next generation. But at this moment, they need a way by which they are able to pass this knowledge and wisdom to the young boys and girls who are living in the Sierra. And this is a very big challenge. So they need help on different ways. Everything that you consider is going to help them to strengthen the culture is something that they will accept. Anything. So one way to do it, the Grey Balance, you can enter to the Grey Balance, is a website. And we have all kinds of projects in there in education, in environment, also in territory. And you can make donations if you want, or also we offer webinars through Paola, and there are many other groups that we are being invited to offer webinars. So it's a way to learn how to work together and to observe the love of origin. But I agree that the Sierra is facing a lot of challenges, not only because of the lack of resources for educating their young generations, but also because there is a lot of exploitation of minerals and forests and everything from the multinationals from the government. So it's a very big problem that all the 4 tribes are facing.
And I think we have another 2 minutes to go. And the last question is, what is the name of the moon and the name of the sun, please? And then we say, Duni, thank you in ARHUACO, and see you soon on the
El
other.
nombre del sol y de la luna. La luna, el nombre del sol es Bunquacuqui, y la luna es ¿qué? ¿Lima? ¿Cómo?
Tima.
Tima. The moon is Tima, T-I-M-A, and the sun is B-U-N-Q-U-A. K-W-A-K-I. Okay, so un minuto de la música para cerrar. And now the mamos are going to play the music to seal our intentions and our work that we did in purification today with the object that you have in your hands, so you brought to the exercise. No nos,
Duni, and everyone else is waiting out for us in the main room. Sorry to cut it short. We need to go back there to meet our brother and sister in our main room. Thank you so much, Amanda, for being so wonderful and the most amazing translator ever and introducing us to the Mamo culture. And thank you to the beautiful Mamos, and thank you to the guardians in the Sierra for holding us today with their beautiful wisdom and energy and healing us. Thank you.
Thank you for your presence. Your presence is a great confirmation for the Mamos. You have to believe it, because they, in this way, they feel that they are not alone doing the balancing of the world. So thank you so much. And Duni means thank you. Duni. Duni.